Hi, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2014 Ford Fusion Titanium with the radar cruise control system. This video, I'm going to take you a little tour of the outside. Now, this car has no accidents. It has a clean Carfax history report. It's a very clean car. Does not have any dents in it. Going around trying to get close up. It does have the California carpool access stickers. I'm going to explain all the features inside and out of this car in this video. Try to keep it short too. The tires are almost brand new. So these little green stickers let you drive legally all alone in the carpool lanes and bypass all the traffic jams in California. So if you don't have the sticker, you can't do it. But if you do have the sticker, it's part of a legal permitting program, and it lets you drive all by yourself. Where it says 2 or more people required per vehicle, you're exempted from that restriction. So you can go with only one person in the car. You can go in the carpool lane. Now, it doesn't matter if you own the car, if it's a company car, if your mom's car, your kid owns the car, you're an attorney and you need to go to court or whatever, you're allowed to drive with one person in the car 24 hours a day in the carpool lanes. And that includes carpool lanes, bridges, anywhere you see the diamond lane, 2 or more people per vehicle or 3 or more people per vehicle, you're allowed to use those lanes. On ramps, your little diamond lanes. But if you don't have it, it's probably like a $500 ticket to start for those who don't have it. So this is a full-featured car. I'm going to continue my video.
Woodland Hills, Tuesday, October 3rd.
I mentioned this has the dynamic radar cruise control. It has, let's start with the in-dash screen. I'm going to talk about the radar cruise and collision avoidance system in a minute, but that's a really big deal. First of all, this is a Ford Sync. It has the touch screen navigation, and you've got destinations, you've got climate control, you've got the titanium package, so you have a tilt and slide power moonroof / sunroof. You can open and close it. You can close it. You've got all LED lighting inside, HomeLink programmable garage door openers, electrochromic auto dimming mirror, and all the top of the line features. You've got driver programmable memory settings, so button 1, 2, or 3. So you touch those buttons and the seats and mirrors adjust for up to 3 drivers. So mom and dad and the oldest kid in the house. You've got a touch screen pad here to unlock the car, so you can program a key code to enter the car. You got little lights on each door that let you know that the security system is active. Power driver's seat, heated seats, automatic headlights that turn on in the darkness and off in the daytime automatically. And like I said, all 4 tires are brand new on this car. The rear seat folds down, so if you needed to haul cargo, you could fold the seat down. There's multiple power access points. So I'm going to talk more about the safety features. The big features that this car has as far as safety is this has an anti-collision system with a dynamic radar cruise control system. Now, most of the Fusions do not have this. It's very rare. Now, how do you know if it has it? Well, on the steering wheel, you have these 2 little buttons. It's like 2 arrows that are short spacing and 2 arrows that are far spacing. That adjusts your distance closer or farther from the vehicle ahead. What does that mean? I'm going to explain that. So dynamic radar cruise control means that this car also has an actual millimeter wave radar sensor on the front of the vehicle. Now, like I said, most of them don't have it. Now, it's hidden behind this piece of plastic right here in the front grille. Most of them have a grille all the way across, but this one is blanked out because the radar sensor is protected from rocks and things like that behind here. So the front radar is actually looking ahead of the vehicle at all times. It also has a front camera. So your front camera is right here, and that's looking forward, and those two work together. And if you start approaching other vehicles, getting closer, or pedestrians or things that you might crash into, it can trigger the forward collision avoidance system. And it has a giant red LED display right here, a head-up display in the dashboard, so this blinks bright red in your front of your face if the system thinks you're about to crash. And it'll automatically apply the brakes. I've already triggered it once at low speed, not on this video, but you know, I thought about lighting up boxes and things and trying to do it, but we don't have time for that. It works. I did already test it. This will keep you from crashing, but it does more than just keep you from crashing into things. Everybody thinks they're not going to do it, but we're so distracted these days with kids, you know, making noise in the back seats, and smartphones and text messaging and all those things that you're not supposed to be paying attention to when you're driving. But with that forward collision system, if any of those things sneak up on you and you get into a situation where you might actually hurt yourself or somebody else, that collision avoidance system can prevent injuries, death, or just reduce the speed. Even if you were in a head-on situation with another car, it can actually reduce the speed. It's very helpful because it'll react faster than a human being can. Now, it does more than that. It's a radar adaptive cruise control. So right now the sun is behind the cloud, but sometimes the sun is really low on the horizon and you have to drive straight at it. So the sun is blinding you when you're driving, or sometimes it's foggy. That radar system works when the sun is in your face, it works when it's foggy, and it works in heavy traffic. So you can actually set the cruise control when you're in traffic. You know, normal cruise control you cannot use in traffic because it'll run you in the back of somebody, but this is different. This is an advantage to you. If you use it in traffic, you just pull up behind the car that you want to follow on the freeway, whatever speed they're going, you set the cruise control, and then put your distance close to that vehicle to prevent people from cutting you off, and take your foot off the gas. Now if they speed up, you just push the cruise control buttons to go accelerate faster, faster, faster. Or if your cruise control is set too high, you turn it slower, 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 slower. And then you use this button to follow closely so other cars don't pull in front of you. And you don't have to worry about the braking and the gas. The car's going to automatically track with the radar, and the forward camera is going to track that car. Now you still have to steer. It doesn't steer for you, so you have to steer. But if you're tired, you've had a long day, and you're driving home from work, and all of a sudden traffic comes to a sudden stop, that radar will react instantaneously. So even if you didn't have 100% attention at that split second, that radar system jumping on the brakes and blinking the red light in front of you will give you that extra bit of time and reaction time to totally avoid a collision, and maybe stop in time, and it might keep someone from running into the back of you as well, by having that extra time to alert the driver behind. Because when this car applies the brakes automatically, it turns on the brake lights, and that gives quicker warning to everybody behind you. So it keeps you from getting in a front-end collision, and it can keep you even from getting rear-ended by other drivers taken by surprise. That's very helpful, because if you get pinned between two cars and your car catches on fire and your doors won't open, it's just nice to have that system, especially with, even if you're not a distracted driver, there's a lot of other distracted drivers on the road. So if the car in front of you slams into a car in front of it that you didn't see, your system extra reaction time will help you avoid that collision. Even if you crash, because it's already applied the brakes so instantly, it'll slow the speed down so much that your car may not even be damaged. You may be able to drive away and be healthy and walk away, and that's very helpful. A lot of the new cars are coming out with these safety systems, and this one has it. And I would urge you to, you know, you look at all the other cars. I personally have been rear-ended 3 times on the freeway by other cars over the years. This is your forward camera device. It's all, looks like a cop car light, you know, undercover car light, but it's not. It's a forward camera. and it works really well. Having myself, like I said, been rear-ended 3 times on the freeway over the years, if any one of those 3 drivers would have had this technology, or all 3, I would have never experienced that. So save yourself the stress and trouble and potential hospital stays by buying a car with the collision system. And like I said, maybe 1 out of 30 or 1 out of 40 cars has it, or maybe even fewer than that. So you have to really look and compare, because most of them do not have the radar collision system. It's not something you can add on later. It's a nice option. Now I'm going to include the copy of the Ford window sticker, because this has the option package, the premium option Titanium 800 package. You know, the option groups come in like package 200, 300, 400. 800 is the highest option package, and I'm going to include a little window sticker. The beep beep, it has a security system. So if I find the right place to open the, remember I'm working one-handed here because I'm holding the camera. So you got the plug-in hybrid technology. So I'm going to talk about that blind spot monitor and the plug-in technology next. I rambled on about the radar forward anti-collision system, but it also has a rear radar system as well. You know, a lot of people know about the little sonar sensors like this. This has a parking sonar that works distances to about 2 feet away from the vehicle. If you get close to an object, it goes beep, 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 so you can stop before you hit something. And it works because they haven't hit anything with this car. But it also has, underneath the bumper, it has a millimeter wave radar on the rear too, on each side, facing out and covering the whole area behind the car with a radar beam. So if you're, let's say, I'm going to put a picture of it, if you're in a parking spot like by that big brown box over there and you can't see past it and you want to back out, that radar will alert you if any cars are approaching, even from 100 feet away. And when you're driving in your traffic lanes, that's your rear cross traffic alert function. And if you're driving in the lanes and there's a car driving in your blind spot, that radar will alert you. There's a little light on your mirror, blind spot monitor system right there, and that light will come on and let you know somebody's in your blind spot. If you happen to turn on the turn signal, then that light will start blinking at you so that you know, hey, there's somebody over there, take a better look. And even if cars are approaching at high speed, maybe passing you on the right, it gives you a good warning. It's a really nice system, and this does have the turn signal mirrors. So, talking about the plug-in hybrid, there's a charging port right here on the side. So when you're looking at Ford Fusions, it can be confusing. There's a hybrid, there's the regular ones, and the Energi is the only one that you can plug in. So the Energi is the only one eligible for the green carpool stickers. The hybrids are not eligible. And so you've got a plug right here. You go home and you plug it in the garage and you charge your battery for 6 hours on a regular outlet. It's like having a refrigerator plugged in your garage. It uses a similar amount of electricity to having a little refrigerator in your garage. So you charge up the car for 6 hours, and what does that do for you? Then you get about 20 miles of pure electric driving the following day. So that translates to roughly 8,000 miles a year of fully electric driving. If you drive 12,000 miles a year to 15,000 miles a year, that's between 2/3 and half of your yearly driving is without using any gas. And that helps the Fusion, which is a much larger car. I also sell Prius plug-ins, but this is a much larger car than its competitors like the Prius. And this has the leather interior. It's got the sunroof on top. It's got a lot of things that the Prius plug-ins don't have. And it actually has longer range than the Prius. Ford on their TV commercials claim the Ford Fusion Energi can drive non-stop from San Diego to San Francisco on a single tank of gas in a charge. I haven't tested it myself, but that's what Ford says. That's like 500 miles driving distance on a single tank of gas, and that's pretty good. It does have quite a nice size, much larger fuel tank than the Prius plug-ins and some of the others. And other people consider, like, what about the Chevy Volt? Well, the Chevy Volt is small like the Prius plug-in. Chevy Volt is something completely different. This has a 2-liter engine, and that's larger than the Prius plug-in and much larger than the Chevy Volt engine. So the Chevy Volt will go like 40 miles on a charge, but after that, then you're on this little tiny engine to carry you this way. Ford Fusion, you can get in and you can drive cross country. You want to drive from California to Washington, D.C. to go protest something, you can do it. It's got the range. You don't have to charge it. You do have to put gas in it, however. You fill up the gas, you put the gas in it, and you drive as long as you want. And you never have to charge it. Your gas door is right here. Your electric door is right here. My name is Mike Johnson. Give me a call, 951-681-2101.